This is the Realme C75, the senior brother of the C61, and rumor has it that this phone is stronger than the Rock. Well, is that true though? Imagine having a phone that can last up to 3 days in deep immersion water test and can never break no matter how hard you try to. Well, aside from its toughness, what else does the Realme C75 has to offer? Let's find out. The design of the C75 is different from the Note 50 and C61, especially in this camera area. Now, at first glance and hold, this doesn't feel like anything that can do all of what Realme says it can do, because you'd expect that heavy and tough looking phone, but this is just simple. The back panel is rock certified from Brainland, and this is also the first budget phone for this price point that comes with an IP68, IP69 water and dust resistance. And by water, I mean this can survive up to 3 days in deep water and still does fine. But of course, no normal human being is going to leave their phone inside water for that long, right? This is also the first device for this price that comes with military grade shock protection even in the display. Now, just to be clear, there is no type of water test or drop test I haven't seen users performed on the Realme C75, and that might actually be a proof that yes, indeed, this phone is stronger than the Rock himself, or even your last relationship. All right, enough on the tough build. Now let's dive into other capabilities of the Realme C75. Now this device boasts of a 6.7 Full HD resolution IPS LCD display paired with 90 Hz refresh rate and up to 690 nits of peak brightness, and also protected by armor shield glass against breaks. For me, it's a good display, but it is definitely not the best, but it could be better. Now, 90 Hz of refresh rate should not be a standalone refresh rate. It should be an option that is topped by the 120 Hz. Now, although people say they really do not see a difference between these refresh rates, but if you are really tech savvy with your product, then I'm sure you should see at least a tiny little difference. And also, I think an LED panel for the display would have been a better fit and a better option than the LCD. Just my thoughts though, you're free to have yours. Now, still on media consumption, this supports dual speakers for balanced audio output. Although it doesn't sound its best, but it's still okay. Now, the C75 does not support an headphone jack, and the fingerprint sensor is mounted on the side to unlock the device. Now, quick one, do you as a consumer prefer a side-mounted fingerprint sensor in your phone, or do you prefer an in-display fingerprint sensor in your phone screen? I'd love to know what works for you in the comments. Let's take a look at the camera. Now, out of these three lenses, you get only one useful lens, which is the 50 megapixel rear camera and an unspecified second sensor. In the front, we get an 8 megapixel selfie camera, and video recording on both cameras supports up to 1080p. Now, the quality of the images and videos you take with this phone is definitely not going to be the best. In fact, it's going to come with a lot of inconsistencies, but I can assure you it is definitely not going to be terrible either, especially if you're using it in a proper and good lighting condition. Now, that out of the way, let's talk the processor. The Realme C75 is powered by the Helio G92 12nm chip, which is smooth for a simple day-to-day tasks and light gaming. But when you do it for a longer period of time or even go heavier, you start to see this phone struggle because it wasn't built for stress performance. But overall, it's an upgrade from the T612 and T615 from the previous Note 50 and the previous C61. Now, straight out of the box, this phone comes with Android 14 and Realme UI 5 with no news about upgrade or any lag-free guarantee like before, at least at the time of filming this video. Now, for storage, you get 6GB to up to 8GB of RAM variant, which is expandable, and up to 256GB of memory storage, which is also expandable courtesy the external SD card. Now, for battery, we get up to 5,828 milliamp hour battery life and up to 45-watt charging. For pricing, the Realme C75 is up for 227,000 Nigerian naira only. Now, will I recommend this phone? Absolutely, but to specific set of people only. Let's say people with lighter needs and less demanding tasks. People that just want to scroll through the internet, make research with their phone, and even play lighter games. Now, as a standalone device, the C75 is definitely an upgrade coming from the Note 50 and the C61. But as an upgrade, I think it still struggles a little bit. Now, I think Realme still needs to balance up their toughness. That's the toughness of their phone, which is actually their selling point, and I love it for them. They should try to balance that with some improved specs. Now, I'm not saying this is bad, this is good, but definitely I know it could be better. Now, that being said, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to help us reach our 10K sub count goal for this year. And that being said, until the next one, bye for now.